It is time to roar around the ring, coming off of one hell of a month in WWE. AJ Lee is back. Brock Lesnar is still hunting down John Cena, but most importantly, back on the show, that dude Darrell Daryl Taylor. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good, man. How are you?
I am fantastic. Fantastic to have you back on the show. Love the view. I appreciate you coming to us from, so, if you ever watch First Take on ESPN, every now and then Stephen A. Smith seems to be in like some undisclosed like tropical location. He's got trees, and that's what you look like right now. You got trees in the background. We don't know where you're at.
Well,
It's
I don't know if
awesome.
it's tropical, but we'll run with that. That's all right. We'll
We're
run
just
with
gonna
it.
say it. Water it a couple more
We're
times,
gonna
and we'll be
say I could
good.
be in the Florida Keys right now. You don't know. I'm somewhere in Miami for God's sake.
Let's go. As I mentioned, let's get into everything that has gone down. AJ Lee is the biggest thing that we need to talk about right now. Back in WWE, returning on SmackDown to help her husband, CM Punk, against Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch. Your reaction to this moment, how we got here, the build to it. Obviously, it was a pretty quick turnaround. Becky Lynch screwing over CM Punk at Clash in Paris last weekend, and just like that, within a week, AJ Lee's back. How do you feel about that?
I mean, look, the crowd was ready for it. I think there was, the way it kind of came together. I feel like all of us were kind of anticipating it, but I mean, the return, the pop she got, well deserved. The people were hype. Everybody was ready and excited to see where we're going forward with this.
Yeah, I mean, it was huge. Like, AJ Lee hasn't been in WWE for over 10 years. I don't think people realize how long it's been. It's crazy to think it's been
And by
that
the
long.
way, yeah, you're right. And by the way, she looks like she never left.
Yep.
I mean, she looks damn near exactly the same. So I mean, kudos to her and her genetics for that.
Yeah, right. Shout out to genetics, man. Look, I think
Shout
it's
out to
huge.
genetics. Yeah,
It's huge that this happened, right? I mean, when CM Punk came back a few years ago to WWE, it's like, okay, they weren't married last time he was in WWE. If it makes sense, you got
right.
to do something with it. It's the perfect situation because CM Punk and Seth Rollins is the biggest rivalry in WWE right now. They hate each other, and it works perfectly because Seth Rollins is married to a star as well in Becky Lynch.
Yep.
This is even across the playing field when it comes to this, what we're assuming is going to be a tag match potentially at Wrestlepalooza. Love that name.
Wrestlepalooza.
We'll get into that, but I think it makes
Yeah.
a ton of sense. There is one thing that I absolutely hate about this, and that is, look, AJ Lee coming back is a huge deal. I cannot stand how WWE handled this all week. Sure, it was obvious, right? Becky Lynch,
Right.
Seth's wife, is getting involved, so who else would CM Punk call in for a favor, right? Sure, it's obvious.
Trish Stratus.
Of course. Right?
Right.
Lita, if she's available. No, but
Right. Why
for
not?
for
Yeah.
me, what bothered me was, and I think Unreal, the whole documentary on Netflix has kind
Yeah.
of ruined the special effects that WWE and wrestling has, and Triple H wants to peel back the curtain a little too much. And that's what I don't love about this, because if you go to Clash in Paris, you watch the end of that show, the post show comes on right after, and instantly Big E is dropping AJ Lee's name. And just like
Yeah.
that, you're making it so obvious the direction you're going in. It takes away from the. Now, don't get me wrong. She still got a huge pop. It was still a great moment.
Yes.
I still had chills when her music hit and she came out doing it in Chicago. Fantastic. The whole segment was so well done. But I'm just thinking to myself, how much better would it have been if we didn't know that this was going to happen tonight? Because everyone knew. Everyone knew this was happening.
Yeah. That's the thing. I mean, by and large, in this era of wrestling fandom, like we're not dumb. We can kind of piece things together, and it's like even sometimes to your point, even if we kind of know, or at least we think we have an idea of where a story is going, and sometimes they're kind of slapping you in the face with it and beating you over the head with it, like
Right.
hey, I guess that'd be really crazy if AJ Lee came back. Wink, wink. It's like, yeah, you know can we just kind of let that happen? Like just
Right.
without trying to like, hey, drop hints. I just think that's something, to the point of bringing up the Unreal documentary. It's like I appreciate sometimes finding out little behind the scenes things like years after the fact,
Yes.
I don't need to know it necessarily like a week later after the fact. It's just let me still hold on to any relevant, any remnants of kayfabe that still exist in the business.
And that's my thing, right? With AJ Lee, this moment was huge. The pop was huge. So I'm not going to say the moment was ruined, but I'm just thinking about what if we weren't slapped across the face with it all week? Like if you go back to Clash in Paris, that final moment when Becky screws over CM Punk for Seth Rollins, Big E is dropping her name right away. You go on social media, Big E, and he is honestly the biggest culprit of this right now because he's close with AJ Lee. He's on social media posting pictures of her. It is just so obvious the route that we're going. Unreal is great because Unreal gives us the behind the scenes of moments that happened months ago, right after the fact. They're talking about a season 2 and it's going to talk about R-Truth situation. And because it's already happened, so we can see it after the fact. But the fact that you want to pull back the curtain while the show is happening, you are taking away what makes wrestling so special for fans, right? The unpredictability of it. Because even if it seems obvious, how many times have we thought a storyline was obvious and they didn't go that route? Right? Something happened in the contract, right? Where they couldn't get her back, or injuries happen, or whatever it is, where it's like we thought the storyline was obvious and then they swerve us, or, they can't come through with it or whatever. Because here's the thing, CM Punk was dropping names to Becky Lynch before AJ Lee came out that if AJ was not coming back, it would make all the sense in the world, right? CM Punk and Bayley are best friends. Bayley just had a feud with Becky Lynch. That makes sense if they went that route. Rhea Ripley's a huge name. She's not in the title picture. This would have made sense to kind of put her in a main event scene without forcing the title. There's so many different routes they could have gone, but instead they went the AJ Lee route, which is awesome, but they completely spoiled it the entire week. They just feel the need, if they see it on social media, they have to say it on TV. That's what the Triple H era has turned into. And you have to get away from that.
I thought you're saying the Triple H era. I thought the Triple H era would be different because the Vince McMahon era, and we're going to throw the name out there.
Sure.
It was very much beat you over the head with everything. Subtlety was never the strong point with Vince.
Right.
And so I thought with Triple H, it was going to be more of, all right, long-term storytelling. We're gonna see things through. We might drop little hints here and there, but we're gonna make you got to stick along for the ride before if there's twists and turns. It's not like, oh, I saw this coming a mile away necessarily every time. Whereas with Vince, it was like, hey, guess what, pal? And it was like, okay, I see what we're gonna do. It's a regular Vince thing all the time.
Yep.
I thought the Triple H era was gonna be a little different. In some respects, it has been different.
Right.
In good ways.
Yes.
In that way, but this one. And then we mentioned the Unreal documentary. At least for me as a fan personally, that's a fumble, dude. I don't need to know everything.
Yes. And that's where, especially a moment like this was not a small moment, right? AJ Lee, This was honestly, to me, AJ Lee and CM Punk are the two biggest wrestling returns of the last 15 years. That's how big of a deal this is to me, right? Especially for the women's division. And she's someone that no one ever knew if she was ever going to come back. And CM Punk has been back for a couple years, and it took this long for her to come around, even though her husband is back, right? So and the women's division has been on the level that it's been. They've done Evolution a couple times. She didn't come back for those. Like, there's been so many moments, Royal Rumbles, that AJ could have come back, and she never did. So much time has gone by, and she's such a huge star. How are you not keeping this under wraps? I don't care if everyone's predicting it on social media. I don't care if they're chanting her name. Yeah, of course they are. Like, wrestling fans are smart, right? They get it. We've been watching wrestling at this level for how long? And it's so funny because wrestling fans are smart, but that makes them so smart that they are sometimes so easy to swerve, right? Because they get one idea in their head, and then if, they just assume that's the route you're going to go, and then you swerve them with something different. Right? And for me, even if we knew the entire time just by watching the story, AJ's coming back. We don't know when, right? We don't know the timing, the moment that it's going to happen. It could have happened. I thought it was going to happen at Wrestlepalooza if Punk challenged Seth Rollins and Becky got involved again, right? There's so many different ways they could have done that, but instead they just made it the most obvious thing in the world. And for me, it shows how big of a deal and how big of a star AJ Lee is, because this was one of the worst kept secrets and the most obvious returns we've had in recent years, and yet it was one of the loudest pops and best returns we've seen.
I mean, even CM Punk himself, right? The Survivor Series, 2023?
Yeah.
I mean, you look at that, and it's, they were in Chicago. It's Survivor Series, which Survivor Series historically has been like a lot of big shit has gone down there.
Yep.
People were speculating, hey, they're in Chicago. CM Punk's not with AEW anymore. What if he showed up? That'd be wild, wouldn't it? A lot of people never really believed he was going to come back to WWE.
Right.
But it was also a thing where it was like, well, he might. And even that just he might, there was no guarantee from the WWE. They might have done little things to be like, oh, are they talking about CM Punk? Maybe they are, maybe they're not. But they didn't beat you over the head with it. So when he did come out, it was like it was an actual holy shit moment.
Yes.
Because it's like, oh my God, he's actually here. He's actually back in the company. It wasn't like, hey, we're telegraphing this week after week. Hey, guess what? We're going to call each other the best in the world. Wink, wink. You know, it's like, okay, just tell us he's coming back. You know, like.
And that's where it's like Triple H spending so much time on social media is fine, but you don't have to give in to every little thing, right? That's what we say about Tony Khan and AEW, right? Everything that he lives on social media, and it shows in his product a lot of times. He even took shit because of someone's theme song when they came out for a match, and then on social media, fans didn't like the theme song, so when the match ended, all of a sudden the theme song was different. That's how much Tony Khan lives on social media, right? So you don't want to be that, right? Go back to Cody Rhodes coming to WWE, coming back to WWE. Seth Rollins needed the WrestleMania opponent, right? There was, Cody Rhodes no longer in AEW. It felt obvious that's what they would do for WrestleMania of all things, right? Not once did they say his name. Not once did they. They barely dropped hints. Corey Graves here and there said things that could have been in relation to Cody Rhodes, but not directly. Yeah. They were saying AJ Lee's name on the post show after Clash in Paris.
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing?
Like, all right, and that's like, hey, so here's the next thing we're gonna do. It's like, dude, let me watch this unfold. Don't tell me the ending. It's like if we go to a movie and we're watching it, and about the 45-minute mark or hour mark, I'm like, hey, dude, I bet you that guy's the killer. Because you see what he's doing, so he's probably gonna be the one. It's like, dude, can I watch the movie?
Yeah, like, I'm watching. Come on, I'm trying to figure this out myself. Don't tell me the answers, right? And that's
exactly
right. Like, you're literally saying her name. All you had to do is not mention her. That's all you had to do. You could everything within the story was perfect. Becky and Punk, great segment, right? Both on Raw and
like
SmackDown.
That, yep.
Loved all of that. Just don't say her name. Don't make it obvious. Cody Rhodes' moment at WrestleMania was so huge because, again, if you don't make it obvious, as much as it feels obvious, you leave enough for wrestling fans to doubt what if it could be someone else. Because I remember that WrestleMania. And we said, obviously, it's going to be Cody Rhodes. But what about Bray Wyatt? Because Bray Wyatt hadn't been around for a minute. And then the lights went out.
And you know what? No, you're right. You're right. And that's, you said the key thing. Let wrestling fans doubt it a little bit.
Yes.
Let us doubt it a little bit. Because a lot of times, as smart as we like to think we are about, well, this is obviously what's going to happen.
Right.
This person's going to come. I mean, look at WrestleMania. Obviously, The Rock's going to show up, right?
Yep. Here comes Travis Scott.
So it's like, let us have our moment of doubt so that we can be like, no, I'm pretty sure this is how it's going to go. Right. I'm almost like 90% sure. But when it doesn't happen immediately, I'm like, oh, wait a minute. Is it not?
Exactly.
And then when it does, you're like, oh, cool. Yes. I knew that was going to happen.
Right. Well, and again, because wrestling is great because it's live entertainment. So they could be leading something within a storyline for weeks and then change their mind on the fly. It's not like they have stuff recorded, so it's like they're going this direction no matter what. Things can change, injuries happen, contracts happen. Yeah. So many things can get in the way. Or they can just say, you know what, we don't want to do that anymore. We're going to do this, right? How many times have we heard stories behind the scenes of, they changed the game plan the day of the show? Like, that is what's great about wrestling.
I mean, that was notorious in the Vince era. You know, it was just, it was day of. Well, we're just rewriting everything. It's like, holy shit, okay.
So this is amazing. Clearly, we're getting a tag match, probably
Yeah.
Wrestlepalooza. First off, how do you feel about, does this make it okay for Seth and Punk's feud to go on even longer? How do you see this going with the world title with those two now?
I still think it's something you have to wrap up pretty quick. I think you can extend this. Oh gosh, you could probably go into Survivor Series with this, but
Yeah,
I think that at least for now, because we have the wives involved, it adds a new layer to it. And for all the stuff we're kind of ripping on, it's still a pretty exciting development. I mean, we're
sure.
all happy to see AJ Lee back. This is going to be a cool tag team match. I mean, the real life couples, real life married couples, it's pretty cool, and it's kind of unprecedented. I can't think off the top of my head when I've seen this over and over. It does add a much needed new. It infuses something brand new to Punk and Rollins, which great feud as it is, but it's been going on for almost 2 years now.
Yeah,
To where it's like, all right, the one brand new thing was Punk actually winning the title from Gunther and then getting cashed in on. Okay, now that gave it a new twist.
right.
But now Becky being involved gave it another twist, and now AJ Lee being involved. Okay, I'm like, this is cool. I think that they understand as far as telling the story here.
Yeah,
The main focus is always going to be Seth Punk. That's the basis of your feud.
yes.
That's the blood feud rival. But you're peppering in little extra things now to keep that relevant and fresh. I think that's really entertaining. I'm looking forward to this. What we were going to assume is this tag team match.
Right. It does. I mean, it makes it okay to keep this going. If I've said this 1,000 times, it feels like this feud's been going on longer than it has because Punk got injured.
Yeah.
Let's remember that, right?
Yeah.
They were going to jump
Sure.
right into Punk Rollins, and then Punk was out for a year. So then they had to wait, and then they picked it back up. But so, people still count that year that Punk was injured as part of this feud. It really wasn't. This is a great way to make it fresh and to keep Seth Rollins' world title run at the top of the card. That's what I love about this. This world title feels so important now because of the people
It feels
around it.
different. Yeah,
Right.
it feels different now. This time with Seth Rollins, and I know that I was kind of like, and I even told you, like, just in texting back and forth when it first started, I'm like, I don't know, man. I'm not really feeling this new group with Heyman. Heyman, it seems weird being with Rollins. I don't buy it.
Right.
Now, though, with the title in play and the way that they're kind of promoting and using it to push Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker, I'm like, I get it now.
Right.
This actually is really cool, and this title reign now feels more. It feels more important. The World Heavyweight title feels more prestigious now.
Right. As it should. And going into the end of the year, which means we're going into WrestleMania season, it's the perfect time to do it. Gunther did great things for this world title, but Seth Rollins
Oh
putting
yeah,
this title on him with Paul Heyman and the feuds that he just automatically has because of CM Punk. He's been around Roman Reigns, right? Jey Uso's a huge star, LA Knight. Like, these are big names that are surrounding this world title picture, and it's rivaling the WWE title picture. Cody Rhodes hasn't been seen, and Drew McIntyre, sure, that's great, but this world title picture has been outperforming the WWE title picture since John Cena dropped it, in my opinion. Cody has been
absolutely,
seen,
absolutely,
right? So it's a
absolutely.
huge deal
Yep.
for the world title, but does CM Punk get payback for SummerSlam? Or does Seth Rollins, in the long haul, is Seth Rollins going to move on to something else with this world title?
I feel like Seth Rollins is moving on to Roman Reigns. If anything,
Yeah,
that in my mind, I just think the seeds are being planted for that. Um, I don't see Punk winning the title again here. I
no.
don't see it.
I'm with you. Although I will say, and I've said this even before AJ Lee came back, as much as I don't love the idea that we're going through all of this just for Punk to fall short again, he's winning the 2026 Royal Rumble, and I think we get Punk Cody at WrestleMania, and that's where Punk gets his moment to end WrestleMania in Vegas again, this time main
You think?
eventing and winning the
Okay.
title.
You think Punk's going to win the Rumble?
Yes. Yes.
I'm well. I have a different person in mind, but yeah.
Go ahead. Let's hear it. We got a few months till the Rumble. Let's hear it.
Well, I predict Roman Reigns is winning the Rumble.
Really? No, you don't need to do that.
Yeah. Well, I no. Hold on. And this ties in because it ties into Cody, and it's not going to be Cody and Roman.
Okay.
The Rock is coming back for that title, and he's going to take it off of Cody. And Roman, I'm not even joking. I know you're making the face I do. Are you fucking serious? I'm 100% serious.
Okay.
The Rock is coming back to take that title off Cody, and Roman's winning that Rumble, and he's going to face The Rock at WrestleMania. Okay, you're telling me they wouldn't consider doing that?
I'm not saying they wouldn't consider it. I don't want to see it. I don't think you need Roman to win the Rumble first off to get Roman in the main event of WrestleMania for the world title. Roman Reigns is Roman Reigns, right?
Not at all.
And I think CM Punk getting that moment that he's never had, he's never won a Rumble like that. So that's a big deal. I think 2026, by the time we get there, it feels crazy to say, Punk has already been back for a few years. So he's done the whole falling short, tried for the Rumble, falls short. Tried to main event WrestleMania, falls short. 2026 needs to be the year of, okay, Punk has stayed healthy, consistent, great stories. He's one of our top stars yet again. That year needs to be the year of giving Punk his big moments. Win the Rumble, win the title, main event WrestleMania, and win that title. Have a solid title run, because let's not act like Punk is young. And he has an injury history that people like Roman Reigns do not have. So we can't assume that we're going to have Punk healthy long enough to keep holding off on that stuff. And I think 2026, with the great work that he's been doing, he got AJ Lee back. This feud with Seth is awesome. Great match with Gunther at SummerSlam. You took away his moment there. 2026 needs to be, Punk, you deserve these moments. Here they are. Here's a solid run for the year. Roman can get to Rock or Cody so many other ways other than Royal Rumble.
I mean, Rock could literally just come back and be like, I'm having this match again.
Right. I want this title. Give it to me.
Now, whether or not I show up.
Yeah, that's a different conversation for another day.
Look, we'll figure that out the weekend of WrestleMania, whether I'm there or not, buddy, okay? No.
Travis Scott's always available. Give him a call. I have his number.
Travis Scott's available. But no, so I will concede this part to you. You do make a lot of sense as usual. Punk, if you really look at the landscape of Raw, right? Punk has kind of been the guy carrying Raw, if you don't count Gunther.
Right.
Jey Uso, yes, from popularity standpoint.
Sure.
But as far as the guy who it's Seth and Punk.
Yes.
If Jey Uso no longer is a champion, Gunther is currently out of the picture. Your two guys who are the pillars of Raw are Seth and Punk.
Yes.
They're the guys. I will concede to your point that if Punk wins the Rumble, one, I wouldn't hate it because I'm a fan of Punk, like most of us are. The only thing I'd want to see if he's going to go after Cody, I need to see a heel Cody Rhodes.
Yeah.
I need to see
100%.
And I'm not even talking by the time they get to WrestleMania. I don't need to see a full-fledged. I'm just saying I need to see the tide start to turn here, where it's like, oh, this isn't the same Cody Rhodes, and Punk can start calling that out.
Yes.
And I think that play, because you realistically could go to WrestleMania with Punk and Cody, have Punk win that title. You could do a follow-up match with a fully heel Cody Rhodes, where Punk can still be victorious. Sure. Then Cody goes off and does something else. But I think that actually would be kind of cool. And to your point, even though I wouldn't be mad at Roman winning the Rumble, I think that, he could still get there. If it's against Seth, he can just literally win the Elimination Chamber. It could just, however they want to get there. Sure. And nobody is going to scoff at a world title match between Seth and Roman.
No.
For WrestleMania.
Not one bit. And I think you go Seth Roman at WrestleMania and you go Punk Cody. That's me. I know you got Rock involved. Yeah. Those are my main events for my world titles. I don't need The Rock after what he pulled this past year with Travis Scott and going in and how he ruined the John Cena Cody Rhodes story and then tried to gaslight fans on a Pat McAfee show. I don't need you for WrestleMania, bro. I know you're part of TKO. You can have appearances here and there. You can have small parts in storylines. We are not, if I'm Triple H, if I'm anyone making calls at WWE, we are not taking any efforts of dedicating time towards you for any long-term storyline. Even if it's a month, couple months, a road, we're not doing it. Sorry. If you're available.
Have you seen how much he slimmed down though, too?
I did see that.
Rock.
I did see that.
So I'm like, dude, I don't know if you're gonna, be able to get back to the Bane venom injected into you, so you can get back into form. But I was thinking, and again, totally agree. I think a lot of us fans will agree. Rock should have 0 to 1% of input on storylines at this point.
Yes.
Because for me, if he was actually really, if the WrestleMania debacle didn't happen, he was actually really dedicated into it. If he was like, hey man, guaranteed I'm mapping out 3 to 4 months, like I'd be like, cool, map those out, and you can be John Cena's last opponent before he retires in December, or when he retires in December.
There you go, and that's fine.
But I wouldn't trust that now.
No, no. You talk to him. You talk to him in December. You don't talk to him now about December. You talk to him.
No. He'll promise you the moon, sun, and stars right now.
Yeah.
In September, but come November 28th. Yep. I don't know, man. I don't know if I can. It's like, dude, come on. The match is in 3 weeks, bro.
Yeah, we already made the graphic and everything. What are you doing?
We've done like 5 weeks of storyline building.
Yes. Nah, I figured
and everything.
I figured I'd step back and let them, tell their story. It was your story. You're in
the match.
You're in the match. There's no one else. Before we move on, outside of this tag match, what would you like to see from a potential, we don't know if we're going to get this, AJ Lee run? Going into WrestleMania season, do you want titles? Do you want certain matches? Do you want anything else from this?
If we do, I mean, I wouldn't hate it. I don't think it's necessary per se, but if we do have her stick around going into WrestleMania, or she makes a run for WrestleMania, I would be much more interested in seeing what she would do as opposed to what I am with like Nikki Bella.
Sure.
Doing anything.
Sure.
So I'm like, if we do though, I don't know if I need AJ Lee winning a title. Maybe just using her to get like a Stephanie Vaquer or someone more like over.
Sure.
In a big, on the big stage. That would kind of be my use for her. You could have her go, I could see a match with her versus like Roxanne Perez would be pretty awesome.
Oh yeah.
Punk's illegitimate daughter.
Well, the SummerSlam ladder match, custody of Roxanne, or custody of Punk, somebody, right? I don't know, like do that.
Dominic's just over there like counseling her, like, I know how this goes.
I can help you. Listen,
just give me PTSD right now.
Go watch 2005 SummerSlam. You go see.
Watch 05. So my two dads fighting over.
Yeah, and, my dad and Uncle Ray went at it. So no,
Uncle Ray, Uncle Ray.
I would love to see an AJ Lee run. I would not mind, especially because we have tag titles. If you can get Paige back, get those tag titles with cool. Those two. I think the mid card titles. I don't know that I need to jump to a world title. I want to see her. In a few matches to see if it's, legitimately the same AJ Lee from 10 years ago. She looks fantastic. But I she can obviously tell a story. She could put other people over. I would not hate it if we get a tag title run with somebody, with Roxanne maybe, right? Or if we get, Liv Morgan and AJ for the IC title, right? Or if she takes the title off Becky. I would not hate any of that. I don't know that I need to jump to the world title. That's my only caveat. I have to see a few matches before I feel
like there's too many other people I feel like there's too many other women who are like they're in line to be the women's world title world champion.
Yeah.
I don't think you need to go backwards for talent that's coming back on maybe like a part-time basis. Sure. I don't know if she did have another run. I'm not sure how long that run would be, or if it would be like here and there.
Right.
So it's like when you have all this talent coming from NXT, you have the talent that's the women's roster is awesome.
Yes.
So it's like stick with what the future is, because that's what, you already have that set.
So speaking of part-time talent to bring back, look at that segue, man. That's a professional.
I already know. That was awesome. That was good.
I mean, let's go to.
You've done this before.
Let's go to Brock Lesnar, because what I love about AJ Lee coming back, ain't nobody talking about the fact that Brock Lesnar was there in the opening segment. Nobody cares.
No. It's like, oh yeah, by the way.
By the way, AJ Lee's back, and so is Brock. So this is the first time since SummerSlam that you and I have been on the show together. So Brock Lesnar, after John Cena turns babyface within 48 hours, ends his heel run, drops the title to Cody Rhodes. Brock Lesnar comes back, lays out Cena. Haven't seen Brock since. And then now Brock shows up on SmackDown, and we have a Wrestlepalooza match between these two. How do you feel about John Cena going back to being a babyface, dropping the title? He beat Logan Paul at Clash in Paris, but now a match with Brock Lesnar. How do you feel about this whole direction that Cena's final run has gone in?
So the heel turn thing, obviously, I think a lot of us all wanted to give that a chance because it was something brand new.
Yeah.
I think we all kind of wanted, like all of us, when I say all of us, like fans collectively wanted that to be really good.
Yeah.
We wanted it to be great.
Yeah.
We wanted it to be Hogan joins the NWO, Hogan makes the NWO great, like
Yeah.
heel turn. It ended up being worse than Austin's heel turn. It just kind of, at least in my estimation, because there was no legs to it. It was just like, we're doing this until he's done. Like,
Yeah.
this is it. Like the first few times it was like, oh, okay, heel Cena. This is kind of different. This is kind of cool. But there was all the elements, again, we're speaking of The Rock, everything that should have been involved was not involved. It was just like, go out there and be an asshole. Okay. You know, but and then it's like, you could see it, kind of the groundswell of it. The fans were like, we don't want this for his last run. We didn't come for this.
Right.
If John Cena was going to be retiring in 2026 or 27, then it's like, okay, we know we got a year or two with him. We can see how this goes. But dude, it's like now, it's like, okay, so now we got this abrupt sort of turn back into being a babyface, which came apparently, you know, Cody Rhodes is a Cena whisperer and just spoke the words into him. And now it's like, he's like, wait a minute, maybe I should go back to being the doctor of thugonomics, hustle, loyalty, respect, whatever. And we got that, which is great, which is cool, because now it all feels like it's right with the world.
Yeah.
You know, we got John Cena back. But I don't like the abruptness of it. I don't mind the loss of the championship so much, because I don't feel John Cena needed that all the way through.
Sure.
I don't really feel we needed it all the way to his last match. The Brock thing, it was like, when Brock came out, I'm like, oh, you're back? Like, we cleared this? Are you good? Are we good?
Are we like, looking around? You're looking around in your living room for people? Like, yo,
I'm like, is anybody else seeing this? Are we? Can I cheer?
Yeah. Am I
an asshole if I'm celebrating this? Because I don't know.
Right.
But no, that's kind of where I'm at with it. Of course, dude. I mean, I always cool to see Brock Lesnar, obviously, given everything, allegations, whatever, what have you. It's just like, oh, you're here? Are they? Sure. We're good? You know, like.
Okay. Yeah.
But as far as the Cena story goes, okay. I like this more than Logan Paul, for sure.
Fair.
Again, we're winding down on Cena appearances here now, and I'm just like, I feel like we're just kind of throwing them out. And it's like, well, hold on, how much? Check your bank account, dude. How much do we have before we start charging these things? Like, hold on, wait a minute. Like, stop spending Cena money.
Yes. So I will say, it blows my mind that you talked that low about Cena's heel run. Going into WrestleMania, yes, was garbage. That was The Rock's fault. For me, post WrestleMania, they saved it. I thought it was great. I thought the angle of the idea of John Cena potentially retiring with the title was a great story, and because it was a perfect end to have the biggest names want to get at Cena. Right? We got a match with Orton, the feud with Punk, of course Cody. You could have had AJ Styles. You could have had these other big names. You know, we saw the match with Sami Zayn on SmackDown. You could have had these big names wanting to save the company, save the title, knock some sense into Cena. Did it need to go the entire run? Maybe, maybe not. But yes, the way it abruptly came to an end is what ruins it for me, right? I thought the months leading in to that 48 hours that he decided to randomly turn babyface was pretty damn good post WrestleMania. For me, it just didn't make any sense for John Cena to go through everything he went through to go heel and then say everything he said, you know, I'm going to retire, you know, went on the Pat McAfee show, said the same shit there. And yet then all it took was getting his ass kicked once on a contract signing by Cody Rhodes, and all of a sudden he decides, I want to be a good guy again. And then what happens 2 nights later? He loses. So he proved heel Cena right. Because John Cena went heel because he got sick of losing. I want to be a champion on my way out. I want to get some wins on my way out. And then he decides to be a good guy again, and he loses 2 nights later and gets his ass kicked by Brock Lesnar. When it comes to Brock, the legal side of things, I'm not going to act like, and a lot of people do, I'm not going to act like I know anything that I don't. We're not involved behind the scenes. We're not involved in his legal thing. I know what I know about Vince McMahon, and that's enough. All the other details in Brock and everything, I highly, highly doubt, I will say this, that they would have Brock Lesnar come out on a stage like that if he was not cleared. Some way, somehow.
Yeah, I assume the same.
Right?
I assume the same. Yeah.
He hasn't been seen since for that reason. So the fact that they brought him back now tells me, okay, he's probably cleared. Either way, I'm not going to act like I know anything that I don't, you know. But I will say, do I need another Brock Lesnar and John Cena match? It's better than Logan Paul, but I had the same thought I did when it came to the Logan Paul match. Where's AJ Styles, right? Where's these other matches that we'd love to see instead of this? I don't need this again.
Logan Paul. Yeah, Logan Paul. No, you're right, dude. Logan Paul, to me, I'm not even going to say more so. It was an equivalent of the Austin Theory feud to me.
Yeah.
That's how I felt watching the build-up. I'm like, this is going to do nothing for anyone involved here.
Right.
It does nothing for anyone involved. We're going to get the same Logan Paul after this match is over.
Right.
Like, it's not going to be anything. Like, Cena's going to go on to a better opponent, which is Brock Lesnar, and then hopefully a better opponent beyond that. I don't know. I'm like, why are we wasting time with this, dude? Like, what are we doing?
And with Logan Paul, my main thing was it's the same story being told with him after every match. Michael Cole says the same shit. God, I gained so much respect for Logan. He's been doing this for 3 years. We've seen this. We know he's a good wrestler. That's fine.
Yeah, you're right. This is in rotation every time.
Yes, it's the same, and it's the same type of match.
Yeah.
He does the same moves over and over, and that's fine. But let's not act like it's like they're trying to force us to like him. There's so many reasons outside of wrestling that people don't like Logan Paul and never will. The fact that he's athletic's not going to change that. And we've already seen that he's athletic and that he's pretty good at wrestling over and over again. If you watch his matches back to back to back to back to back, it is the same formula, right? Yes. And that's fine. Yes. It's still impressive that he can do it. But we don't need to, because we break it up, month by month, every time he wins or loses, go, God, I can't believe Logan Paul is good. Yes, I can. I've been watching it for 3 years. Like, I don't. What do you mean?
Yeah, we act like it's brand new every time. Oh my God, can you get? It's like, dude, he's been doing the same shit every time. Like,
so before we move on from this, who for John Cena and for Brock Lesnar, assuming we're getting something more from Brock outside of this feud with Cena, who else do you want to see Cena face before the end of his run? And who would you like to see Brock face outside of Cena post Wrestlepalooza?
I'm for Brock, kind of whatever. He can go away for a little while. I'm waiting for Gunther and Brock.
Yeah. I think that might be WrestleMania.
That's the only person on my mind.
Yeah.
Yeah. They got to run that match.
Yeah.
For Cena, God, dude, I know we just basically listed a whole bunch of people like, well, we could have said this person and that person.
Right.
Dude, at this point, I mean, with the limited amount of time he has left, there's really only so many people.
Sure.
You're either going to do the Rock thing again. If Rock comes back and wants to be an opponent, fine. I don't put any stock into that. I don't know if you need to go Cody again at this point. Who else is there? Roman? I mean, I don't know. I mean, really,
we haven't seen Seth.
Cena's kind of run the. Well, Seth is one, but Cena's not going to win that title. You would assume
he's going to retire with it. He's going to go back heel
on the night of his championship win. Right. He's going to hold the belt and say, "Fuck all of you."
Yeah, after everything, I take it back again.
Especially that fat kid in the front row. I'm not taking that back either.
God. So good.
To every country I visited across the world in my run, you can all kiss my ass.
Yeah, big middle finger. By the way, speaking of middle finger, if you go back, watch SmackDown, big shout out to CM Punk just flipping off Seth Rollins behind AJ Lee. Did not catch that live. Caught it on social media.
I didn't see that. Okay.
He's just flipping off Seth, and it is the funniest thing in the world. AJ skipping around the ring, and Punk is just flipping off Seth. It is awesome.
I gotta catch that one.
The only thing that comes to mind for Brock is Gunther. Gunther is going to get Goldberg and Brock within 1 year. He's probably going to beat them both. So, that's probably WrestleMania.
Shout out to Gunther for that.
Sure. Sure. Might as well. He's not a champion. Still, can still make him look dominant. That's the only one I have for Brock. For Cena, I mean, you can go AJ. I think he might, I think he would want to go younger when it comes to the rest of his opponents after Brock. I would love to see a feud with Dominic Mysterio. I think he would want that. I think there's a lot of respect for Dom in the company.
You literally just, I had that name in my head, and I'm like, I should say Dominic, but Justin's probably gonna be like, the fucking Dominic Mysterio.
I'll say it.
I'm glad you envisioned that.
Hey, and it could be a way to Cena's, that Intercontinental title. If you want to do something that Cena's never done in his career before he's done, he could have a month and a half of a run. You know what I mean? Take that off Dom, get cheated out of it before he retires. Right? Remember, Survivor Series is in San Diego.
Can we acknowledge though how awesome Dominic Mysterio has been? Like his progression into being like, the guy is so good.
Yes.
And he's so reliable. He's like, he's the one, and this is a big comparison, and people are going to be like, how the hell are you comparing the two? He reminds me, not necessarily obviously in look and stature, but reliability, the way he can carry a championship, the way the crowd can kind of hang with him for everything. He, to me, in my estimation, is a modern day Scott Hall.
Sure.
Where it's like, no matter what the situation, put Dominic Mysterio out there, he can have a match with anybody.
Yeah, he'll make it happen. Yeah.
It just works.
Yep. And he's also shown a side of him that could be a babyface if and when you want to go that route.
Yeah, absolutely.
I will say with Cena, and I agree, don't put any stock to it, but what better way for The Rock to kind of give back to the wrestling fans after screwing him over and screwing over Cena than putting Cena over in his final match, right? Fans would love that. It'd be a full circle. Cena can call him out for that, for the WrestleMania build, and pin The Rock on his way out the door. That'd be a beautiful way to kind of give flowers to Cena from The Rock kind of pay it back to the wrestling world because, he should. And I think that would be, again, no stock put into that. It'd be great. All right, let's run the gauntlet of everything else going on in WWE because there's a few other things going on, including Naomi dropping that women's world title, announcing that she is pregnant with Jimmy Uso. And now at Wrestlepalooza, we have Io Sky versus Stephanie Vaquer for that world title. Who would you like to see pick up the gold?
I would like to see Stephanie Vaquer, but I almost feel like Io has to be the one to carry it again. Okay. I want to see Stephanie Vaquer chasing that championship against a heel champion, though.
Sure.
And I don't know if that's going to be Io necessarily as a heel, but I think Stephanie Vaquer can get over as a babyface because obviously she's very over.
Yeah.
I just want to see her more in the chase of the title, and then her big moment comes winning it at like a WrestleMania or something like that.
I'm 100% with you. I got Io Sky winning this for the exact reason that you said. Io Sky's in this whole feud with Asuka and Kairi. Rhea's involved. You can kind of bounce that title around those four between now and WrestleMania. Yep. And I think I'm going to drop both my Royal Rumble predictions in one episode. Stephanie Vaquer is winning the 2026 Women's Royal Rumble. I think WrestleMania in Vegas is where she gets that win. So yes, Io Sky, after what's probably going to be a match of the year candidate, just to make Stephanie continue to look strong, I think Io Sky 100% wins it at Wrestlepalooza. You mentioned Seth Rollins' crew, The Vision. We're getting hints that the Usos are coming back together, reuniting against potentially Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. Jimmy Uso helping Jay on Raw. How do you feel about this?
I like it. I think that as popular as Jay is, as super over as he is with the crowd, I think he's lost steam as far as his character goes. Trajectory and direction for his character. I think that Jimmy is kind of just there.
Yeah.
He'll do run-ins and saves and all that. But at this point, I think the separation thing has gone on long enough.
Sure.
We've given them the singles run. The world title thing didn't really work out for Jay the way people probably hoped it would have.
Right.
This is the obvious best move. It's nostalgic. Fans love it.
Yes.
And it gives them a reason to have this tag team match again.
I 100% agree with that. I love this move for Jimmy specifically because he's been putting in good work. He deserves to be in some type of big spotlight, use the popularity of Jay. The one thing I don't love about this is the Usos are probably not going to win this match, nor should they. I am sick and tired of Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed looking dominant and then losing every single match. And then they lose at Clash in Paris, and then all we're talking about is, they took out Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns is out injured again. Well, you lost. And then you have a tag match at SummerSlam, and you lost. Like, get some wins, right? We compared this group to Evolution before. Why did Batista and Randy Orton look so good so young? Because they got wins young. Batista was a tag champion with Ric Flair. Orton was an Intercontinental champion. within the first year of Evolution. And yet, so far in the vision, Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed are on these big spotlights, and they keep losing. So I love the Usos coming back. I don't love that they're in a position that they should lose, because that's exactly the route that it should go if and when that match happens. Potentially Wrestlepalooza. That's not announced yet, but they're making Wrestlepalooza feel like WrestleMania with it being the first PLE on the ESPN app. Let's jump to that. ESPN, this new app, $30 a month. They've changed their minds after saying it was happening in 2026. PLEs are now on this ESPN app starting September 20th with Wrestlepalooza. How bad of a look is this for WWE?
It's a pretty bad look. I think they're going to have to extend an olive branch around the holidays and offer some sort of Black Friday deals for people to sign up, and say, hey, you can lock this in for 6 to 8 months, whatever. Because it's like, hey, man, $30 a month on top of paying, for the individuals that subscribe to everything to watch WWE, you're asking for $30 a month for the ESPN app, right? Somewhere abouts. Whatever you're paying, 20 some dollars probably for Netflix to watch Raw. If you're subscribing to cable to watch SmackDown, it's like you're asking people to do a lot.
Saturday Night's Main Event still on Peacock,
and that's
by the
a
way.
lot of money.
Saturday Night's Main Event still on Peacock, by the way. So you still kind of need
there
that.
You go, that too. So you're like, oh, by the way, here's $20 for Peacock if you want to get ad free.
Yep.
It's like, okay, well, that's a lot, man. That's a lot just to watch WWE content. And then it's like, oh, and then I also got to keep these other apps because I want to watch my whatever shows that aren't WWE related. So
to do this 10 years after the network came out and the whole spiel was $9.99, get all the pay-per-views for $9.99. And even when Peacock came in and went a little bit more expensive, it was still in a good range. We're just going backwards now. And for me, what makes it such a bad look is that you have your biggest faces and Triple H himself all over ESPN just talking up this move and how excited they are. And for someone who pays attention to social media as much as Triple H does, everybody hates this. Most people are probably not even going to buy the app. They're going to find some other way, hint, hint, to watch these pay-per-views. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, even his wife, Stephanie McMahon's podcast is talking about VPN so you can just get the international Netflix. So you don't have to do all this. But meanwhile, you're on ESPN talking about how excited you are. Why are we excited? Who's excited? I'm not excited. You being on ESPN does no different for wrestling fans. It's just a different, more expensive app that we're going to have to watch PLEs on. It makes no sense. It is a horrible look. You need to do, I agree, something before the end of the year. It'll be interesting once Wrestlepalooza hits and PLEs are on there, what the reaction is like. How many people are actually, ordering this app? How many people are actually watching it through this app, and how many people are just like, you know what, I'll watch highlights. I'll go on YouTube, or I'll streaming is a thing. There's so many ways people watch shit like this that doesn't involve them actually paying money for this app. It just doesn't make any sense. It's 100% going backwards. Tiffany Stratton on SmackDown, feuding with Jade Cargill and Nia Jax. Does it feel like this title run's kind of, run its course?
Yes, it has. Because I don't immediately see anything big coming from this title reign for Tiffany.
Sure.
She's not a terrible champion. She's not she's entertaining. She's good in ring. It's just there's just nothing to this anymore. I think she's feuded with the people she had to, and that's kind of it. Right. Especially being on SmackDown, that's kind of it. So I don't see, unless they surprise me with something, I don't see anything else coming from this title reign for her.
I agree. I think for me, it's not her fault. It is the writing. She's not a babyface.
Yeah.
You're forcing someone to try to be a babyface who is not a babyface. Fans do like her, and I think this is a situation, again, listening to the fans got you in trouble. People liked her, and they were cheering her when she was a heel because they liked heel Tiffany Stratton. But you heard that, and you thought, okay, we got to make you a babyface because fans love you. That's not always the case.
Yep.
Right? And Tiffany Stratton was kind of, hands tied for most of this title reign, trying to smile and be a babyface. But then when she talks, it's like, you're not a babyface, dude. You're just not.
Yeah.
And it's just this, you're this awkward in between because you're trying to be a babyface, but you can't help but be the heel that you are. And now we don't know what to think as fans watching these stories. So it's tough.
And that's why the Charlotte Flair thing has worked so well.
Yep.
I think the way they found I mean, segueing into the next topic,
Yeah,
but
do it.
yes.
Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss, women's tag champions. Look at you, a segue of your own. We both hit segues,
I,
dude.
hey, man.
I'm proud of us. I'm proud of us.
We're pros, dude. We're pros here.
Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss, your women's tag champions. Give us your thoughts on how this whole thing has played out.
It's been really good because it gave new life to Charlotte.
Yeah.
It allowed the fans to actually like her.
Yeah.
Be invested in, and not just be like, oh my God, go away. It's like, no, we like this version of her.
Yep.
And it actually gave Alexa Bliss more to do than just be like, hey, by the way, she's back.
Yeah.
It's like, no, they both collectively found a good groove, a good pairing for them. And I think it was definitely much needed for Charlotte.
If you're able to get someone like Charlotte Flair to get cheered, Alexa Bliss deserves a lot of credit for that. And Charlotte Flair does too. She's a star in her own right. But Alexa Bliss is bringing out a side of Charlotte that she struggled to bring on TV, because it feels like we're seeing the Charlotte Flair that people see in the locker room that everyone loves so much. We just never saw that on TV. She couldn't help but be the Queen Charlotte Flair, and Alexa Bliss is that perfect little sister type person to kind of bring it out of her on TV, and just like that, it's working a lot better than a lot of people thought it would, and I love it because whenever these two break up, it's going to hit that much harder because of how much we love this tag team, right?
You're
love it for that reason.
Yep.
Love it for that reason. Let's go. We mentioned Sami Zayn earlier on. He's the United States champion, beating Solo Sikoa for this. Is this move to SmackDown saving the character of Sami Zayn?
100%. Yes, 100%. I don't mind that he's the U.S. champion. I actually think it makes more sense. I like him being the champion more than I do Solo. Even though Solo has a group, you would think he would need a title. Sami needed something major, and I'm glad that this was the move they did for him.
Yeah, I think so. And he's back comfortable, with certain people that he's comfortable with, right? Kevin Owens isn't around, so put him with the Bloodline, right? That whole Bloodline story is where Sami Zayn, the character, has flourished over the last few years, and he's in a more winnable situation. He was not going to be involved in that world title picture and have any shot at beating Seth Rollins, so you put him in a more winnable situation when it comes to Solo Sikoa, a more believable situation for him to get a victory. That's why I'd like that trade rather than LA Knight going to Raw, because I don't see LA Knight being the guy to beat Seth Rollins, so it feels like a lateral move for him and a big move for Sami Zayn. I love it for him. And someone that reminds me of Sami Zayn in the women's division is Bayley, and we're seeing a side of her that is different. They're teasing something a little off with her. How do you feel about these?
It's the psychotic break of Bayley.
Yeah.
So I mean, I like it. Of course, she's just been kind of floundering. It's been a weird thing. She's been in big feuds with big names, but she hasn't accomplished a lot. She hasn't accomplished much.
Right.
It's like saying a lot to say nothing.
Right.
That's been Bayley's kind of run lately, and I think this is a good kind of refresher wherever they go with it.
It's the most interested I've been in the Bayley character in a lot since she's been a heel, right? And I think since she won the Rumble and Damage Control turned on her, she struggled, and now it's not what we expected, but it's so good. And now whatever this turns into with Lyra, Adam Pearce even kind of hinting at it, like she said some weird stuff. I don't know what that meant. We'll see. I am so excited to see what this version of Bayley looks like. And I have not been this excited about Bayley in way too long, because I'm a huge fan of Bayley. I have not been a fan of this character in too long. And I'm very much looking forward to her getting back. And whatever the hell this turns into, probably heel, probably kind of multiple personality, whatever it is, put a title on that version of Bayley if it actually works, because this could be really freaking good. I love it. Roar Around the Ring is available on YouTube at Roar Around the Ring. Follow us on social media at JV Around the Ring. That dude, Darrell Daryl Taylor. I'm Justin Valentine. We'll be back in October. We'll talk to you guys very soon.